Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about Ohm's law. So what do you mean by Ohm's law? What is Ohm's law and what's the relationship between the potential difference and current? So there's a relationship. In the beginning videos we already discussed what is current. What is current actually? The current is the rate of flow of electric charges. And second we discuss about potential difference. What is potential difference? Potential difference is the work done to move a unit charge from one point to another. So what is the relationship? What is there any relationship between potential difference and current in a circuit or current flowing in a circuit? So in order to verify the Ohm's law, that relationship is known as Ohm's law. So in order to verify Ohm's law, so we are having an activity. So in order to perform this activity, we need to set up an electric circuit. How to set up an electric circuit? We are already seen what are the symbols which are used in while drawing an electric circuit. Okay, so now just we can see, we can look at the circuit here. So how that is used? This circuit is used for verifying Ohm's law, or in order to find the relationship between potential difference and the current flowing in the conductor. So we are using this circuit, this electric circuit we are using in order to find this relationship. See, what are the, in these activities, what are the components that we normally use? These are, number one, so you can give nichrome wire XY of length say 0.5 meter. Here you can see this the gap XY. In this gap there is a resistor. This is known as a resistor. The symbol which we already discussed in the previous video. What is this symbol represent? It represents a resistor. So actually what is the resistor here? The nichrome wire. Nichrome wire, it's an alloy. Nichrome is an alloy of nickel, chromium. Okay, and say what is the length of this wire? 0.5 meter. 0.5 meter nichrome wire that is connected in this. It is connected between X and Y, and that will act as a resistor. We will study what is resistor. Then what are the remaining components that are used in the circuit? An ammeter. Here you can see how the ammeter is connected, and the next one is voltmeter. Here you make sure that, see, voltmeter is connected parallel to the resistor, and the ammeter is connected in series with the resistor. And also what is this symbol represent? It represents a key which is open or closed. It is closed. So now the circuit is open, or sorry, now the circuit is in the on position. Okay, now here you can see the negative terminal of the ammeter. The negative terminal of the ammeter is connected to the negative terminal of the cell or battery. So here you can see how many cells are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cells are connected. So here you can see these are dotted lines that actually here we can give these connections either to a single cell, or we can suppose if we give this connection, these 2 cells will be included in the circuit, and if you give the connections from here, these 3 cells, these first 3 cells will come into the circuit, and if you give the connection at this point to this battery, all these 4 cells will come in the circuit. So this is this dotted line represents not actual connection, so we can alter these connections. We can include a single cell or 2 cell or 3 cells or 4 cells in the circuit. So now you might have understood. See, always remember the positive terminal of the cell, that is always connected to the positive terminal of the voltmeter. And see, at the same way here the positive terminal of the battery, that is connected to the positive terminal of the ammeter. Okay, and look at the negative terminal of the ammeter, and also the negative terminal of the ammeter, that is connected to the positive terminal of the ammeter. Then the negative terminal, these two negative terminals of the ammeter and the voltmeter, these two are in turn connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So this is the initial setup, how to set up an electric circuit in order to verify Ohm's law. Now we can look at the activity. So this diagram is very important. So first step, first use only one cell as the source of electricity. Cell or battery is the source of electricity. First only we are using a single cell, and note down the reading in the ammeter. See, here you can see, suppose say if we include only single cell, say here look at this column, number of cells used in the circuit. We are increasing the number of cells used in the circuit by 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. one by one. Here you can see 4 cells are there. We are including these cells one by one consecutively in the circuit. So two things we need to measure. Using wattmeter we can measure the current flowing in the circuit, and using voltmeter we can measure the potential difference across the nichrome wire, that is connected between X and Y. Okay, and the last column you need to take the ratio, that is V upon I, V over I, or potential difference upon current. See, when you connect these cells one by one, see what actually happens. First we have connected only single cell, okay, only one cell in the circuit, and next we connect two cells in the circuit, and we are noting down the reading in voltmeter and ammeter, and we are repeating the cell. Next we are including the third cell, then at last the fourth cell. In all these situations we are measuring the ampere, that means current flowing in the circuit using ammeter in amperes, and potential difference using voltmeter in volts. This ampere is the SI unit of electric current, and volt is the SI unit of potential difference. And when you take the ratio of V over I, potential difference over electric current, so what is happening? So then you are plotting a graph between V and I. So while plotting the graph, you need to take care that along y-axis we are taking potential difference, and along x-axis we are taking current in amperes and potential difference in volts. Here what happens, you can see initially when the circuit is off, current and potential difference both are at 0. See, as you introduce the first cell, say first cell, what the value, see here more than 4 values are there, 1, 2, 3, more than 4 values are there. Okay, just to imagine, see this is the corresponding value. Suppose here you can see 0.3 volt. Suppose 0.3 volt you take, what is the, this is the corresponding, this is the first point when you included first cell, only a single cell in the circuit. The first step, when you included only a single cell in the circuit, what happened? The voltmeter reading, that was approximately 0.3 volt. Okay, and here you can see what was the corresponding reading in the ammeter, that was approximately 0.12 something. Okay, and similarly, as you have included two cells in the circuit, what will happen? When you include two cells in the cell, the potential difference will increase. As the potential difference increases, see here you can see this, it will approximately 0.5, approximately 0.5, and the current flowing in the circuit will become 0.2 ampere. So as this continues here, as you include 3 cells in the circuit, what happens? The potential difference becomes approximately 0.8 volt, and the corresponding current will become approximately 0.28 something. These are approximate values. And similarly, as you include the fourth cell in the circuit, what happens to the potential difference? Potential difference increases and it reaches around 1 volt potential difference. And what about the current? The current is also increasing. So what is happening? The current it's nearly 0.35 amperes. So in this so far we have seen what is happening. As you increase the number of cells, the potential difference is also increasing, as well as the current is also increasing in the circuit. So when you connect all these points, if you draw a line connecting all these points from the origin, you will get a straight line. What that straight line represents? That straight line represents the ratio between V over I. That is, V over I is a constant, and that constant is known as the resistance of the circuit. And we can define, or we can rewrite this equation, that is V over I is a constant, that is resistance of the circuit, that potential difference. So what we have concluded from this experiment, as you increase the potential difference, the current in the circuit also increases. So this relationship, there is a these are directly proportional. We can say directly proportional. As you increase V, as you increase potential difference, what happens? Current in the circuit is also increasing. So this is known as directly proportional. This symbol is known as directly proportional. So as you increase the potential difference in the circuit, the current is also increasing. So this relationship, or when you take the ratio between V and I, potential difference and current in the circuit, you will always get a constant. That's why you are getting a straight line graph. When you plot a graph between potential difference and current, you will get a straight line, and the straight line represents that the ratio V over I is always a constant, and that constant is known as resistance of the circuit. As a resistor, we have used nichrome wire, and the value of that particular resistor, that can be calculated by taking the ratio V over I. So here you can see, as you have taken, see here, for this fourth value, this one we can take approximately 1 divided by approximately, if you take 0.4, approximately you take 0.4, then what will be 1 divided by 0.4? It will be approximately 2.5 ohms. So that will be the value of resistor. And this relationship between potential difference and current, that is known as Ohm's law. Look at this paragraph. So in this activity, we already concluded that V by I ratio, in each case, that is a constant, and we will get a straight line that is passing through the origin. And also, this definition is also important. What this relationship was first found by a German physicist, Johann Simon Ohm, and this relationship between current I flowing in the metallic wire and the potential difference across its terminals, and he stated that the current flowing through a metallic wire is directly proportional to the potential difference. That is written just below here. V is directly proportional to I. or current flowing through a metallic wire is directly proportional to the potential difference V across its ends. So provided one condition is there, if that temperature remains the same, and this is called Ohm's law. Very simple. The current flowing in the circuit will be directly proportional to the potential difference, or V is directly proportional to I. We have already seen that as you increase the potential difference, the current also increases. That is called direct relationship, directly proportional. As you increase the potential difference, the current also increases in the circuit. Okay. This is the equation. V is equal to I into R, provided a constant temperature. And this R is known as the resistance. This constant R is known as the resistance. What is resistance? It is the property of a conductor to resist the flow of charges through it. And its SI unit is ohm, which is represented by the Greek letter ohm. This. Okay.